All right, guys, today we're going to do Mutant X issue number 3 from Marvel Comics. We're going to continue the series for a bit. I'm not sure if we're going to do everything, but I want to tackle a couple of stories here. And I think Mutant X, the series in general, has potential or had potential. But I already see some things in here that I don't like, and I think this is also a sign where the series is going. And what I mean with that is, so Alex here, you can read, and I think this is very cool because back in the day we have stuff like this that you see a recap, an introduction to some bios from those characters. I really like that. And so Alex is coming from the 616 universe, the original Marvel universe. He's been thrown into this other dimension where everything is different, right? And he's joining the Six, a superhero group with that has a dubious past or something like that. But what I mean with that is, normally if you are launching a new book, you have a big story set up, right? And after a couple of issues, the story is done. You have maybe some in between, maybe some fillers, and then we can continue with the other story. So that's how it goes. But this is already issue number 3, and it's a filler already. And I think, what? Why? It has also a very inconsistent tone, and I'm going to explain what I mean with that. But before we're going to do that, let's dive in. So it's by Howard Mackey, Tom Rainey, and Android Pepoy. Multiple creators on this book, also artists, which I don't think that's a good sign, in my opinion. I know that a lot of people are doing that, but I never think that's a good sign when different creators are, meddling in one book. Instead of you have one writer, one artist, one inker, one colorist, etc., etc. All right, so we have Alex here in Canada, and he's running away because he's lost the Six, and he's now running in circles, and he's now also being, hunted by some mysterious figures. yeah, and he's desperate or something. He says, "Take me too." And I don't know what going. I think this guy has a lot of issues. Why are you breaking down? You are one of the most powerful mutants, and I don't know. You just lost your crew, and now you are being desperate. I don't get that. All right, so we see a recap, and Alex is arguing with Maddie about that he is being found out that, he's claiming that he's coming from another dimension, that Reed Richards did some test on him on the last issue, and there's no proof that he's coming from another dimension. So Maddie doesn't really believe that, and she doesn't, can't imagine that he is not her Alex, and she doesn't know why he acts like that and wants to go back to a place that in her mind doesn't exist. And he also says that, hey, can we just do this in private? Which I agree, but Alex says, no, I want to do that now. And so he says, why can't you accept that I might be someone else? So he says, we are mutants, right? So Storm is a vampire. Bobby's power is out of whack because of Loki, and Warren is crazy. And so they argue, and he says, she talks about the Reed Richards thing, and then she says, well, then your Reed Richards of your dimension isn't smart enough. And then she's basically a little bit pleading about, her past life that they have together, and she can't believe that, Magneto is a mutant, and then Scott Summers, Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men. And where you and I were never married, where our son was never born, why is it you want to go back to this place? He says, because it's where I belong. And I agree. If you don't belong here and everything is, not familiar with you, you should go back, right? And but she says, okay, if you can give me proof, I will help you to go back. But clearly she's not 100% agreeing with that, right? But then Alex is doing something stupid. He is pushing this flight stick handle, and then suddenly, because of that, they are in the Canadian airspace, and they are immediately getting attacked. And it seems that Canada, America are on fragile foot or whatever, right? So he's feeling a little bit guilty. I mean, why would you do that? So they're crashing down, of course. And then a little bit later, he is just still wandering, following footprints. And he has this stupid bandana on his head. I mean, that doesn't even protect him from the cold. Why would you have that on your head? It looks ridiculous. Okay, but it's a setup. And then the pack, Wolverine, Sabretooth, and Wildchild, along with the Brute, because the Brute is, he's becoming more or less intelligent, so somehow he has joined the pack without any clear reason. Then we have this flashback that Alex explains that basically apologize, and the reason that they are here because he wants to go to Alaska, and in Alaska is the summer homestead. Now I thought, wait a minute, so you want to go to the summer homestead to prove what exactly? I mean, you are in another dimension where mostly everything else is totally different. Why would you go to Alaska to see if there is a homestead of the Summer family? Maybe in this dimension is not even there. What gives you the hunch? And if you are going there, what proof is there that you are there from another dimension? And it's not that you came from the homestead of, in the beginning. You just were in a plane that was exploding and you had some kind of a weird jacket on and that sucked you into this dimension. So it doesn't make any sense, and it's very unclear to the reader why they are here in the first place. Anyway, moving on. So Maddie says, hey, is this all worth it? You think this is what I wanted? I don't know what you want, Alex. I thought I did once, but now... Do you really think that you don't belong here? You think that we're all some sort of hallucinations or villainous plot? And he says, I don't know what to do, what to think anymore. And then she shows her, the pictures that they were a happy family once. And then we see Storm before she was bitten by Dracula. And I used to think you mean it, right? Because it was the happiest day of his life. I mean, Maddie, he told you many times that he is not that guy, right? All right. Meanwhile, in the now, he's being surrounded by the pack, and he's trying to plead with Wolverine, and they're all moving in such a fast speed, like they have super speed or something. And he's trying to talk to Hank, but he's just howling at the moon. And then they are closing in, and then Hank is just coming between them, and he says, "I'm sorry. It's very hard to think, and I'm sorry. I'm scared you." So Alex just uses his power to give them a little distraction. He doesn't want to kill them, right? But then they see something. There is a restricted area, and they're going in, and they are saying, hey, we need you to come with us. And he says, well, I only come with you if you just give me the 6. Now, how did I get a hold of the 6? I mean, Aurora, Bloodstorm is, I know, maybe wounded, but she is still, first of all, a vampire. Second of all, she can still control the weather and lightning and winds. Maddie is the Goblin Queen, so are they so weak that they cannot defend themselves from a pack of animals? All right. So Alex goes in and he says, I'm going to get back, I promise. And we're a team and we leave this godforsaken country together. So he has some kind of a change of mind. All right, so they are here at this door and they can hit, and Logan wants to do something. He said, Logan, I'm here to help. What do you want me to do? He says, open the door. He can barely speak. So he's using his powers, but he is having a very hard time, so maybe it's adamantium. And I think this looks cool, right? Tom Rain is a good artist, but then I believe Andre Peppoy takes over. And that's also one of the biggest problems that I have. The art is very inconsistent through this whole series. So yeah, I think a missed opportunity, but hey, that's me. So yeah, they are in, and so this is basically a facility of Weapon X project where he was laced with adamantium. So the rest of the 6 comes in, and there's some kind of a video play how they are, they were elite soldiers and they stole super serum from America. But the scientist project lost control of them. Therefore, it's been closed down and they are being, wandering around being wild animals. So Brute says, "Hey, this isn't good. They're losing it. I can feel the wild thing in the air, so they need to get out of here." But yeah, they the wild pack is attacking them, and this is weird, right? Like I said, Iceman still pretty powerful, but it seems that they are so weak they cannot defend themselves somehow. It's not really well explained. I'm not sure how weak or damaged that they are from the fall. I really don't know. And the fallen, where's the fallen, right? And you think, who's the fallen? Well, that's this guy. It's Warren Worthington. He's a horseman of death. So instead of being the angel, they call him the fallen. All right. He says, "I'm not at full strength." He said, "We are at similar states of exhaustion." Really? And what are we going to do, Alex? "I'm sorry, Maddie, for all of it. It's okay, but I want you to know that I love you, even if you don't remember loving me." And he says, "Okay, man, we're a team and a family, and we gotta, fight for their lives." So that's exactly what they are doing, but it seems that it doesn't matter, and they fight back, but they are so weak they can barely do anything. Although I think, why not? Right? They are pretty strong in my opinion. But hey, it's not sure what happens, but they are still alive and defending themselves. But then Alpha Flight comes in. And again, this is another dimension. And I thought, okay, everything is different, from the 616 universe. But in this case, they look exactly the same. There's no difference. There's no different costumes. There's no different looks. The lineup is exactly the same. Almost, but well, yeah, it's still Alpha Flight. Why don't we see different versions since they all in a different dimension? Okay, let's moving on. Anyway, so he says, "Hey, we're gonna take over, and you need to get back to America before, tensions getting so high that they need to be getting thrown into jail or something like that." So they are flying away. I mean, wasn't the ship damaged? But then Alex says, "Maddie, you were right about everything. It's time for me to accept the truth. This is where I belong, with the Six and with you and Scotty. I'm sorry for everything." And she's crying because she's happy. What? What do you mean? You don't belong here. You belong in the 616 universe. You have family there. You have your brother there. Right? You have maybe a Lorna, Lorna Dane Polaris is there, and now you say, "Well, okay, I'm just staying here. I'm happy here." What? Because of what happened here? Doesn't make any sense. Really? This was very disappointing. And like I said, I don't mind fillers. First of all, this was not a good filler because it went actually going nowhere. I mean, we see, before I go back to the filler thing, we have the Wolverine pack, the pack, and they are just discovering that they are part of Project X. But old school, long-time readers already know that, right? So what was the purpose that showing them it again in this dimension? Yeah, these are wild creatures, but there is no conclusion. There is no payoff, if you know what I mean. It's just, they are in Canada, they are in the woods, they are being attacked by 3 dudes, although they are in the majority, yes, wounded. And then they are finding a facility, and there's a video that they are shown that they are turning to the pack, and that they are going crazy. That's it. And then Alex says, "Yeah, I want to go home, but not anymore." No, it's not good. It's not good. And like I said, I don't mind fillers, but this is, again, issue number 3. We shouldn't have a filler this early on. We should have a continuous long story against, I don't know, maybe a bad guy, maybe Apocalypse or Mr. Sinister or whoever. I don't mind. But all this tiny storylines in the beginning, stop it. Just have a red thread, a big story, complete the story, have some fillers in, new story, but not this early on with all this drip feeding stories that doesn't matter. I mean, this doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, guys, this is my review of Mutant X. I don't like it. I like the whole concept. I like Alex Summers. I like the 6, but this is not it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.